Welcome back to the Bro Creators Podcast.
Which camera are we looking at? Okay. I can see the monitors. That throws me off now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You
Go
messed
for
up the intro.
it. I'm sorry. Go for it.
You know, now I gotta fade us out now.
It's fine. Just go.
Now I'm fading us back in. Welcome to the Bro Creators Podcast. Why are you snickering, bro? Okay, anywho, we're here now. It's been since, I believe the last episode we did was December 11th. I just checked this yesterday. So yeah, we've kind of just been all dead on the inside, you know, hiatusing, whatever. But we're back. We have our own studio now. We're technically leaves. And hopefully he doesn't flake out on us and we start making more content.
Me?
Yes, because, you know, you're the reason why we didn't make any content, because you're like, oh, I'm so busy with work. Oh, no.
Okay. The one time I fall asleep in the podcast.
Oh, my God.
Eat shit. All right.
Bro,
Eat shit for
this
that
man fell clean asleep in the podcast.
Okay, you had me show up from work. I worked at a warehouse, okay? You had me show up after work, and then you're like, yeah, give me like an hour or two. Because I don't know what you were doing. You were looking up something on the internet, and then...
Podcast topics.
And then I waited, and I just knocked out.
Lord.
All right, we'll continue on.
All right, so you want to start with your podcast topic?
No, mine's way random.
Way random.
It has nothing to do with, like, bro creators.
Well, I'm... So you're telling me you didn't find a topic, basically.
No, I found a topic, but I want to get your opinion on it, but it has nothing to do with, like, cameras and... We'll continue on, though. We'll figure it out as we go.
I'm trying to find what my topic was. Freaks.
We'll be back in, like, 2 minutes.
Man, I thought I texted her.
Don't you have a list?
I thought I did, but I swear to God. I swear to God, I texted her yesterday. It was like, use what you can get, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
And we're back.
And we're back live from... All right, now.
I am actually curious, can we do this live?
Yeah, we can. You just have to... What did you say? You said mini HDMI regulation? So what you do is you take those into a laptop, kind of just like use the little black magic converters, and then you would use a switcher instead of OBS.
Okay.
So it's doable, just a little bit extra money. But I do kind of want to try it live, so...
All right.
But they're also Sony, so you might be able to do that cheat way where you can do like the...
Just use the cable that they provide or something.
Yeah, the what's it called? USB-C one, but we'll see. That'd be a test. Oh man, I also see live stream this on my phone too. Oh, well. I guess for another day.
Go for your topic.
All right, so my topic is... I don't know if it's so much of a debate, but it's just more of an opinion on the statement, use what you have when it comes to filmmaking. Because when people first start off in this industry and when they start trying to like create content, the first thing they want to do is like use their like entire earthly savings to buy like a Sony a7S III. Then they have this really nice camera, but don't know how to use it. And it just ends up looking worse than cell phone footage.
Wait, what's your opinion on it?
I think, and this is from the guy that I was talking with yesterday, it's very important to like go through the different tiers of filmmaking properly, which is like borrow as much stuff as you physically can.
Ethereum is down 5%. It's killing me right now. I'm sorry.
But the main thing is use what you have, and when you have access to, then level up. Like once you've exhausted every physical opportunity out of it and like exhausted everything you can try, every setting you've used, gotten the best image out of it you think you can, then and only then are you allowed to like level up to the next camera. Don't start off at like basically like with a Sony a7S III. I'm just using that example because everyone always buys those and they'll be like, oh, I have this camera, and then you see the footage, you're like, it doesn't look like anything I've seen from that camera before. I thought it was a Canon T5 or something, because like the settings all wrong, got exposure jacked all the way down or up in all the wrong directions. So kind of just the whole use what you get rather than play with the big boys first. But it's good to have experience with it.
My opinion on that would be get one camera, like pick Sony, Canon, whichever one, Panasonic, pick one of them, master the settings on that, because all camera brands are going to be the exact same almost across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So master the settings on that, learn how to use the camera, like, you know, in terms of creating the actual image that you want and everything. And then if you want, stay in the same camera brand family and just work your way up to the top. And if you want to, instead of like, let's say if you get a Sony A7S III or just the regular 3 or the R3, whichever one you get.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, get that, learn it, master it, completely do all that stuff, and then don't even buy, just rent.
So you think it's better to rent than buy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Because what if you buy like I don't know, let's say you buy a Sony A7S III and you love it, but then you get the Sony FX6 and you're just like, nah, I don't like this. At least you got the experience with that to have it rented versus purchasing it. Because if you purchase it and you don't like it, you're kind of screwed.
True. I always think you should rent out a camera before you buy it, just so you can get familiarized with it and see if its workflow benefits you or suits how you edit or work. But I also think it's better to buy than rent, because like the way I preface it, this was to this person I was teaching the other day, doing like the little film mentorship, it's better to like, let's say if you start off like a Canon T6i or something like that, that's what, $600, $800 or something like that.
Something like that.
So you buy that camera, you use it, you keep it in good condition, you've exhausted everything out of it, and you want to say you want to go more towards the videography side. So you sell that camera and then buy, let's say, a Sony A7 III. That's only technically, if you sell it for a decent price, you're only putting out another $600 or something like that, rather than having to put out a whole $2,000.
Yeah.
So, and then with every camera as you use it and get into one, then say, all right, you've gotten the Sony A7 III, you're like, all right, now I want to go definitely more into video. Now let me buy a Blackmagic 6K. That's what, $2,600. So you're putting out just basically another like $800. So rather than like having come up with the whole lump sum of the camera, you kind of just sell the camera you had and then buy a new one and use that money. So you're not so much like, once you get up to, let's say, a Red, you're not shelling out $20,000. Maybe you start off at, or you have like a rigged out Blackmagic 6K that came out to like $6,000 or something like that. Yeah. So that's my opinion. I think it's better to buy it, because if you buy a camera, what you can do, you can kind of get away with renting it out on set to yourself. So one of the projects I was doing, it was like I think it was like a 16-day feature. What I did was, like, in the second half of the feature, I had bought the Red Komodo. And then when I had on set, they're like, oh, we need another camera. What I did was I said, okay, I have a camera that I can probably get y'all to rent for this project that you need to match the other camera. So I rented out my own camera to myself to use it. So I didn't bundle it saying, I come with the camera. I said, this is the camera, and then I can use it. So they didn't even know it was my camera until, like, at the end of it. They're like, man, you've had this camera for a while. I was like, yeah, it's mine.
What's the other camera? So you had the Red Komodo, and then you said you had
we had the Red Komodo, and then we had an Epic W or something like that. It was like the 6K one. It's the one Charlie had.
Okay, all right. Were y'all renting Charlie's, or were y'all renting?
No, that DP had his own.
Oh, okay.
But we had two of the same. Actually, we had a Helium 8K, and then we had a Helium 6K or whatever the other one was. And then when we lost the 8K one because of the rental, they had another project going on. We brought in my camera, so that matched it. The DP said he saw some color differences. When I looked at it, it looked perfectly fine. It looked matchable. I'll put it like that. It looked like it could be matchable. I don't know why, but his camera had like a greenish shift to it. Like everything just looked greener.
You can do adjustments in camera for that.
We
right?
tried. It just was so far left. I don't know what was wrong with it, but I pray for that colorist, because that was inhuman how green it was. It just looked broken.
Dude, when you say green, the thing in the back turned green. the chances were just like, okay.
You're just having a ball over here, aren't you?
Oh, dude, like I notice every detail.
But that's why I think it's better to buy it than rent, because if you end up buying, or if you end up just renting a camera lot, you're eventually going to get to the cost of it. Because I have another friend, he loves the Red Komodo, but he had ordered it like 6 months ago, and it like had yet to come in, so he's renting it for every project. So that person that was probably renting him probably paid off the camera again.
Wait, so is he renting out of his own pocket, or is he putting it into the budget?
I think he's putting into the budget.
Oh, so then he should be fine.
He's fine, yeah, but still, like, that person that had that Red Komodo made some bank on it, like, because on every project he had that camera, and for like the $300 it's worth a day. So I'm like, just multiply that times 6 months of him renting it out for weddings and whatnot, probably paid off the cost of the camera.
You do not need a Red Komodo to film weddings.
You don't.
You don't even need a Z-Cam for it either.
You can do it. You can get away with it on Z-Cam. Like, what's the nicest camera? Actually, I know the nicest camera I've seen in person film with a wedding. It was at what's it called? Wahlberg?
Parker Wahlbeck?
Parker Wahlbeck.
Oh, man, I love that guy's stuff.
She shot a wedding with the Red. I was like, hey, I'm following suit with that.
No, don't. Okay, I'm just put this advice out there. Unless you are getting paid for a Red wedding shoot, Yeah, red wedding shoot. I'm thinking of Game of Thrones for some reason.
A red wedding.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't seen Game of Thrones. I just know that scene.
I haven't either.
Okay, but long story short is, do not shoot with the red if you don't have to.
See, to my preference, I say shoot a wedding with the red.
No, don't. That's dumb.
Mess up your hard drive system. It's fine. It's only 800 gigs for a regular 8-hour wedding. The reason why I say this is I've shot 7 weddings in the last, I think, 2 months with my red, and it's a noticeable difference in the quality from the Sony. So when I branch out from this wedding company I'm working with now, I can say, hey, here's weddings I've shot, and this is how it looks, and it will look phenomenal. And then I can start getting wedding clients on my own, and then just have them be shot on Sony A7 IIIs. And then if they really want,
That's messed up.
hold on, hear me out. If they really want it to look like a red, they'll pay for the premium package, which is I personally come out there and film their wedding. But if they just want it to look something like what I've shot, then they'll get my second shooters.
Dude.
It's mentality behind it, you know?
Man, that's messed up. I would never do that. I'm not gonna tell someone, hey, it can look like a red.
Bro, that's like every wedding company. Like when you go online and look up like wedding films, they look nice and great, and you end up getting your wedding film like, what is this? Like that's 9%. They always pick the best weddings they've had, like the most creative shots, like just the best of the best. And then when you get yours, it's like it doesn't look anything like that.
I get why you're doing it. Like, okay, you've done those pre-wedding, not pre-wedding shoots. What are they called? Like the mock ones?
Mock one. I have done one of those. Like it's like a fake staged wedding just to get photos and video. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You go use a red for that because you're gonna, really highlight it and put it into your portfolio. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're actually going on a wedding on like some random Saturday, like my cousin's wedding this Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I go there and if I was the videographer and I go in with a red and I'm only getting paid like how much? $1,200?
$1,200. I'm not even making that per wedding. I make what?
Well,
I just got upgraded to $65 an hour.
No, if you go individual, solo, like you're
solo,
own,
yeah.
$1,200 is reasonable.
It's reasonable, but still, I all the weddings I do is solo, and I make $65 an hour. I just got upgraded to that because I bought a red. I was at $55 before.
Wait, so you're making 65? Okay, I don't want to count your pockets, but hang on.
No, do it. So.
Oh my God, that's nothing.
And don't forget to take out the 1 hour lunch break because we got to take that out also.
Oh, they charge you that?
So we take a 1 hour lunch break. So if it's a 6 hour wedding, we actually get paid for 5 hours.
So if you do 8 hours, a normal 9 to 5 working day, right? Well, there's no wedding that's 9 to 5, but you know what I mean. You get only that much.
Basically, yeah. That's about right.
I kind of don't want to say the number because
it's fine.
Wrong.
It's $455 per wedding, basically.
No.
So essentially, yeah, like I said, it's $65 an hour at minimum, and you got to bring 2 cameras and all your own equipment and lighting. Then if you get a drone package, you get paid for an extra hour of doing drone pilot. So that's, I think, $50 an hour for being a drone pilot. If it's like a 3-camera wedding where you have to bring 3 cameras, they'll pay you like an extra something per hour. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, but like the highest paid wedding one was when I went to San Antonio, and that was a 2-day wedding. So I filmed their wedding lunch, I guess. It was like a rehearsal dinner, that's what it was. And that was like 2 hours of just straight walking around and recording 16 different speeches. And then the next day we did a full day's work there. So that one was like the highest paid one, but that was like some like 12 hours of work.
Wait, what's a rehearsal? Okay, so I'm not in the traditional like American wedding stuff, right? I like Sadia's wedding is what I'm more used to knowing. Right? What's a rehearsal?
Rehearsal wedding, I'm not even quite sure what that was because that was the first time I ever recorded. But a rehearsal wedding basically is, it's like, well, at least that one. I'm not sure if this is what all rehearsal dinners are like, but it's basically you go to a country club. And everyone eats and then gives their speeches and everything like that, and they rehearse like the walk-ins, kind of like walking into the wedding.
Everyone's doing it, like it's rehearsed.
Yeah, it's literally rehearsed. But at the same time, they were using that as a way to like eat food and like get to know the couple, but hang out with them, because on the wedding day you can't really hang out with them. They were going around like to every wedding table. They're saying their hi, like the little prince and princesses and all that.
That's a waste of money in my opinion.
It was a lot of money because one wedding we went to, it was 2 country clubs. So we did one country club for the rehearsal dinner and then a different country club that her parents owned for the other one, and that was a beautiful country club. So apparently the bride's parents owned the country club and they owned the development right next to the country club.
Jesus Christ.
So this explains why when I was filming that wedding, and if I can show y'all the footage, I would. I'll have to go find it. But it looked like the son was a paid actor. I kid you not. It was in the perfect spot, hitting the pool, reflecting off of it, and lighting their faces. I could not get a better image if I tried to. Like, the photographer and I were like, what the hell is going on here? This sunlight is too perfect. And it stayed there the entire day. It was like they paid the sun off to just glisten on their daughter.
So, there are some places that so you remember that one wedding company we shot for, whose name we won't use.
We never say them, but yes.
That's a really messed up company.
Later time discussion.
Yeah, that's for a whole thing.
We keep saying that every podcast. It's like, that's for a later time.
Because it's like there's so much to dive into, but it's like it really is its own podcast. We just don't have the time to dive into it.
Yeah.
But there were some that they sent us out to. Like, they sent me to one in Dallas, and the venue that they gave me was an actual like brewery, and they had like 6 golf courses on there.
I remember you talking about that. That was the one where you forgot your SD card, wasn't it?
No, that was the one I forgot my battery.
Oh Lord.
Okay, sorry. All right, hear me out, right? Before y'all judge me, right? So you know how y'all like charge y'all's batteries before y'all actually leave and all that stuff?
Yes.
I was charging mine overnight. And then I had my entire bag, everything ready to go. In my head, it was like, all right, when I wake up, I'm gonna, do my daily, whatever it is. And then as I'm leaving, I'm gonna grab the battery off the wall, put it in the bag, and then I go. I completely forgot about the battery. And I only have 2 batteries. So luckily for me on those cameras, what was it? I was using
a C100, right?
I was using the
80D?
Yeah, I was using the 80D. The 80D, one battery can go at least 4 hours continuous. No problem. I was only contracted to be there for 6 hours. I drove my ass to Dallas for 6 hours. Oh man, that was brutal.
Lord have mercy.
And I woke up at 6 to get there on time. So I forgot the second battery, and I was like, oh no. That's when I called you. I was like, hey, can you, because you were in Dallas too, but you were I was on north side, you were on east side, all the way like on the edge. And I was like, oh man, you can't get to me on time. And I was like in the middle of nowhere, so there was no Best Buys, no nothing. So I was like, crap.
Did the photographer? Oh, you said the photographer was shooting Nikon.
Yeah, so the photographer was shooting Nikon. And I was like, God, please, someone help me. And then she told me her secondary was using Canon. I was like, thank God. But she had like some old school Canon, and I was just like, conserve the battery as much as I can.
You make it through the wedding?
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I was very, very like scared at the time. I was like, Lord. Oh God, please don't mess with me, God. Like, I've done some things, but please don't.
Not that I've done some things. Yeah, no, that was a very trial and error. I think right now at this point, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, if I want to continue doing weddings or not, because I'm working for this wedding company. It's all nice and dandy, but like, it's killing me, bro. Like, I have a project tomorrow, and then after that I just have 3 straight weddings. So I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday weddings, and then like I get a 2-day break and then like a Tuesday wedding or something like that. So it's just straight killing me. It's decent pay, survive, pay the bills and all that, but I'm like, Lord have mercy, my hard drive system is like quaking at the moment. Like, I need to buy more storage.
Get more storage then.
Bruh, I already have like 40 terabytes at home.
Get more storage.
No, I refuse to. I will save all of the footage I've filmed, because for some reason when I upload to their servers, it doesn't like my red footage, so it doesn't upload everything.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like don't like this idea of people saving all their footages. I'm like, you don't need to save all.
I don't like it either, but because I'm trying to recreate my demo reel, I have to like save everything. And plus, like, what people have been doing as of lately, they'll be like, oh, I couldn't download the footage, and they'll say this like 3 months later after I've sent them, like, they're like, oh, I wasn't able to download it, do you still have it? I'm like, here's the processing fee. Yes, I still have it, but like, I just have it on my server at home. But the issue is, like, people start hitting me up. Like, one person, they hit me up about a wedding I shot like 2 years ago. They're like, oh, my husband passed away, do you still have the footage? I'm like, no.
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
A husband passed away, but like, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I do not have access to that. And I tried to explain. She's like, why don't you stop? I'm like, that was like an 800 gigabyte like wedding I filmed on like a Pocket Blackmagic, like the original one. And those things shot like, you can get an hour out of an SD card. So like, that was a lot of storage at the time, and like, I did not have it. I was like, sorry, I can't help you. And she just did not take that very kindly at all.
I remember this one person, they asked me to shoot their graduation like thing for because they're a teacher. So they're like, hey, can you shoot the graduation? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Person never paid me. I was very upset about that. And they asked me, do you still have the footages and everything? I was like, bro, it's been over 6 months. I don't have the footages anymore. Like, no, you didn't pay me. You didn't do anything that requires me to actually like put up the images. Like, you didn't give me a Dropbox. I had to give you the Google Drive link to your email that I had to go get from your assistant.
Oh Lord, not
Like,
the assistant.
And I had to try like my ass off to do it, and like just to get the information from them. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Like, the person was just annoying as hell.
Yeah, I feel that.
I can't do it anymore.
Well, I guess we're live also now. So
Oh,
this
we're
is a
live?
test. Yeah, we'll see if they actually want to, join in or not. This might be a little too early for some poor folks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got a notification.
Oh wow.
There are times where I'm
Somebody
like,
joined. I don't know who that was.
there are times when I'm just like in my head where I'm watching, like when I see the thing, it says Reese Moffat went live, and I was like, I want to get on and be like, get off. You have nothing to say.
Oh Lord.
But that
you should go on my live and watch it because I can't read my chat from here, and I just see people joining.
All right, so we can just do it from here.
So yeah, that helps. Oh man. Oh wait, we gotta mute this. I can't do that.
Oh man, let me get.
All right. Good morning. Da da da. Not too early for me. Oh Lord.
Okay, they can hear us. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's good enough that they can. Oh look, a lead joined.
Oh, dude, like I can see such a delay. So okay, there's a delay here to there, and then I can see it in the camera. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be weird.
Right. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
All
there's
right.
4 people online.
Look at that. I don't know why so many people want to watch so early, but all right.
You know what? Good enough for me.
Right. Hi, Sadia. All right. Appreciate y'all for coming out. We're fading out. What should be our little saying to fade out? Do you have to come up with like a new movie quote every time we fade out? Hasta luego.
I'm just gonna say bye. See you guys.